Just 1 year ago, the 2024 NHL Entry Draft was one for the ages that has produced some pretty notable NHL talent already. You got guys like Macklin Celebrini at the very top of the list, one of the best point producers in the National Hockey League this year. You have Artem Levshunov and Beckett Seneca, two young guys who have been making serious impacts on their teams. Looking further down, Ivan Demidov is awesome for the Canadiens, and so is Zeev Buium for the Minnesota Wild. But as much as I hate making videos like these, we have to go out there and talk about some of the picks that could be big mistakes. At least for now, that's what one of them looks like, because today we are referring to the 4th overall selection in the 2024 NHL Draft and talking about Cayden Lindstrom. As I said, I hate making these kinds of videos. This guy's 19 years old, so who am I standing in a walk-in closet because there's construction going on outside my apartment and I don't want the noise to be heard by the microphone? Who am I to go out there and criticize a 19-year-old top 5 NHL pick? Well, we're going to be referring to what a lot of Blue Jackets fans are saying about this guy. We're going to talk about the story so far and just dive into why this could be seen as a pretty bad pick, at least for now. Cayden Lindstrom, as we had said, was taken 4th overall in the 2024 draft by Columbus, 19 years old, 6'3", 220, left-handed center-left wing. He had an amazing story heading into the 2024 draft, so much that he had to conquer and get over in order to get to that stage. Big dude, solid dude, a heavy shooter, power forward, sniper-like player. And if you read the Elite Prospects scouting report on him, they said here that Cayden Lindstrom is a fearless, inventive, inside-driven puck carrier, willing to bury the shoulder while darting down the wing or swashbuckle his way through defenders as he carves his way between the hash marks. The combination of his speed and his size confers to him a massive defensive range, and the high-running motor that he plays with acts as the force multiplier that takes it even further. Make no mistake about it, Cayden Lindstrom is a guy who displayed so many positive skills, and the Elite Prospects draft guide essentially said that this guy is like a bigger Rupe Hintz, essentially. A monster on skates, a guy who has tremendous pace, and who plays with some really good skill. Because with the Medicine Hat Tigers, in his draft-eligible year, Cayden Lindstrom had 46 points in 32 games played, 27 goals, and 19 assists. Now, the problem with Lindstrom, even when he was draft-eligible, was that health concern. Whether or not he actually would be an option for Medicine Hat heading into the next season, which, as you can see, he wasn't. He didn't play a single regular season game for Medicine Hat. He was still trying to recover from injuries. He got a little bit of a cup of coffee in the playoffs, 4 points in 4 games, but at this stage of his draft development, you already saw guys like Macklin Celebrini, like Ivan Demidov, for example, make their NHL debuts and actually look pretty effective. Cayden Lindstrom was coming from an angle where he had maybe a fraction of that same development time as he was trying to get healthier. Now, as one of the top guys to decommit from the Dub and head over to the NCAA, he's playing for the Michigan State University Spartans, and he only has 2 points in 8 games. And you can also say, hey, wait a minute, this guy has been playing junior hockey the entire time. Yes, he's big. Yes, he's physically mature. Yes, he should be able to match the competition in the NCAA in terms of a physical maturity perspective, but he just needs a little bit of time to get going, right? Just give him some time, give him some space. He's a top pick. He'll work itself out, right? Unfortunately, the guy hasn't played a hockey game since November 8th against Penn State University. He has been out with another injury. And if we head over to the Columbus Blue Jackets subreddit, you'll see this posted and talked about over here by Matt Martin 834. Cayden Lindstrom out again last night against Colgate. You can see the lines over here. Porter Martone, Philadelphia Flyers prospect, is over there. They also got Austin Baker, Anthony Romani, a bunch of interesting names. But Cayden Lindstrom is not an option here. He has missed the past 5 games with, not a back injury this time, but what's been called a short-term groin injury. He has now officially not played since November 8th and has been quiet in the games he has played in. In the 8 games he has been healthy for, he has scored in just 1 game where he had a goal and an assist against BU for 2 points. As a comparison, Ivan Demidov has played 24 career NHL games for 20 points and was selected 1 pick after Lindström. On somewhat of a positive note, freshman Melvin Strahl made 29 saves for a .935 save percentage in a 5-2 win. And now you're taking a look at some of the discourse about Lindström in the comments section here. No one hates Blue Jackets players and prospects more than our own fans. How does being critical of a draft pick equal hate? And that actually is a pretty good angle because you can take a look at it like, hey, Cayden Lindstrom was taken 4th, Ivan Demidov was taken 5th. You could also say that Lindstrom was taken maybe a little bit too high. Some folks had him at number 3, like elite prospects. Craig Button had him at number 9. McKeen's had him at number 4. McKenzie at 5. Future considerations at 8. So he was all over the place, but the highest ranking was 3rd overall by elite prospects. Lowest over here was number 9. Cayden Lindstrom may have gone just a little too early compared to some of the other names that were available, but one thing's for sure. Some of these guys are playing NHL minutes and they're getting NHL points. Cayden Lindstrom is struggling to produce NCAA points, and fans are starting to get a little bit fed up with this. I'm liking this pick less and less as time goes on. Hockey17JP says he could turn out to be good, but we won't know for like 3 or 4 more years. It's a disastrous pick, one of the biggest missteps in Blue Jackets history, unless he really turns it around and finds his game. I hope he does, but until he does, it is still a disastrous pick. Another reply says, Lindström needs to work, lots of pressure on him and I wish him the best, but I really do not understand picking a player who's projected to be in the lineup 3 to 4 years from now when this team clearly needs young top 6 help right now. Lindström was always a long-term pick, it's going to take him some time. A long-term pick in a league that's so volatile year to year is just blatant mismanagement of assets, a reply says. You then have the top reply here with all these negative downvotes. Was and still is the exact opposite of the player we need. An injury bug who will take years to develop into, at best, a Quinton Byfield-type player. Hey man, don't be throwing any disrespect on Quinton Byfield's name. I can see why this comment was downvoted to hell. Lindström missing time again sucks, but I'm still optimistic about his potential to become an impact NHL player. It would have been great to see him at the World Juniors, but the groin injury likely prevents him from making the cut. I've watched a few games of his, and he still appears to be a special player, although he seems rusty. On any other team, he would likely be a point-per-game player in college. He's not currently playing Power Play 1, but he likely still belongs in that unit. Strommel is probably the best overall center in college, and he is playing net front and line 1. MSU uses the Strommel line and then splits the other 3 lines. That being said, MSU is still the best team for his development even if he never pops this year. Not to mention, Lindström is just a good kid, and I will be rooting for him. So, there is the contrarian response there too. Is Michigan State in a position to actually give Lindström proper development to the point that he actually gets points? Or are they just going to be developing him from a behind-the-scenes, work ethic, intangibles way, rather than just strictly allowing him to light it up, like some other prospects happen to be doing in the NCAA too? 2 points in 8 games for a guy who hasn't been able to play much, and both of those points came in the same game. This is all after a year where he played 0 regular season WHL games, and now you got guys taken after him that are showing off very well at the National Hockey League level. With this in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the Cayden Lindstrom draft pick, and do you think this was a mistake 1 year and a bit after the 2024 draft? Blue Jackets fans, NHL fans, Michigan State fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.